Hello, Sam here. How are we all doing? Hope we're all doing very well. I just want to jump on here and do a video explaining or going through my experience with how OCD can attack the tools that we learn on the journey. It's something that happened many times with mine. If I give you an example, so OCD could latch on to any slight doubt when reading the book. All right, or it could be something that someone said. Let's say someone says, Albert Ellis won't work for OCD. Now, the doubting disorder that OCD is, it would latch onto that and go, all right, you might as well chop all the books away. You might as well not even bother with the philosophy because none of it will work. That's how black and white OCD can be. Now, that is something that happened with me very often. What that would do, I'd then feel like I'm back to square one because I would feel utterly hopeless. And there's a massive fear cycle there. Because let's say I was then stuck again with POCD, harm OCD, real event, false memory OCD. Okay, so I'd be absolutely petrified of that coming back. Now, all of a sudden you took the tools away from me because that's what OCD would then latch onto because I was seeing some progress. I was seeing some freedom. I was starting to not only feel better, but get better for the longevity of it. So if those tools were suddenly taken away from me, which is what OCD was going to latch onto, that's what it was trying to do, trying to keep me stuck, trying to keep me in the cycle of, or to go back to the chronic guilt or whatever. So when that happened, this is what I mean by bringing the confusion for the ride, because there's not a quick fix. It's not where you can go, right, or really try and nail down or try and convince that these tools are 100% going to work, hence why we crave that certainty. We need to know that the effort that I'm putting in, the work that I'm putting in is 100% going to work, and that if it doesn't work, it's all a waste of time. Okay, it did that to me very often. It could be someone who's teaching you the tools you might disagree with political belief or religious belief, whatever it may be. And then OCD would latch onto, because you don't agree with that, or because you don't appreciate that, then that means the philosophy they're teaching, their book that they wrote means nothing. All right, very crafty of how it works there. Now, once I've explained that to a few people, people do tend to or can relate to that. Okay, it's another way of OCD getting in there. It's a common fear of fear, linking into the fear of being stuck forever, latching onto a new theme that you won't be able to cope, or you no longer have the tools. So that means you're going to be even worse. Oh dear. My stand completely fell off and hit me on the foot. That really hurt, actually. I'll carry on with what I was saying. That's completely threw me off track now. I'll have to have a sip of my cup of tea and get back to what I was saying. All right. So, with those tools, or how it can latch or attack the tools, it can then suddenly feel back to square one and no hope. All right. Now, that can link into a setback, or with me, I would say we talk about a lot how we talk about the words we use when we mention setbacks and relapses, because these are the kind of words that I would use. I'm doomed. I'm going to be stuck forever. I can't possibly stand feeling like shit again. I can't possibly let OCD have the upper hand. It's taken so much of my life. I can't possibly go back to the suffering. Okay, that would be an injustice. I don't deserve this, blah, blah, blah. And that's the type of language I was using. All right. When I brought the discomfort and the confusion and the am I doing it right, when I brought that along for the ride and thought, fuck it, even if these tools don't work. And that was very difficult for me to accept. And I had to drop the certainty and go, right, if this philosophy doesn't work, if these tools don't, because OCD is going to latch to anything. All right, it's going to try and keep you stuck, and it's going to doubt anything that you can possibly think of. There's no exception that it won't latch to. OCD doesn't go, right, I won't latch to that. because I really wanted to recover, and I made it a big passion of mine. I made a huge effort to recover. So if that was taken away from me, I felt like I couldn't cope, hence why I latched to it. All right, so we have to look at that as a slight bump in the road, but it's not back to square one. It's not 100 step backwards. All these things are just made up by society. They don't make any sense. There's no such thing as back to square one. There's no such thing as 5 step backwards, 1 step forward. All right, it's an ever-changing process. It is a constant journey. All right, so you're gradually learning, you're shifting your perspectives, you're breaking down your beliefs. Yes, you might feel shit today. Yes, you might feel better tomorrow. Doing things regardless of how you're feeling is absolutely vital. And this, when it attacks the tools, is even more crucial. Okay, so working on recovery, regardless of how you're feeling, you're going to feel confused. You're going to feel like you can't be asked. You're going to feel like it doesn't matter. You're going to feel like it's all a waste of time. That's how it got me. And that's what then kept me stuck. And I was going down the rabbit hole of, oh, fuck, I'm the exception. Mine's real. OCD, these tools might work for other people, but they're not going to work for me. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so my advice is we need to keep on going. We need to keep bringing it for the ride. We need to keep putting in the work. Do not give up as soon as you feel a moment of panic or a moment of anxiety or a moment of feeling the guilt coming back. Okay, these are all things. It takes time. It's a steady process. It's persistent. There's ups and downs. I often call it an emotional roller coaster. All these things. All right, it's not just a straightforward flat line of recovery. That's not how it works. All right, I would describe it as, if someone went, what does recovery look like, or what does the recovery journey look like? I would say, so you go like that, and then up, down, up, down. It's not just like that, and then we go, and you made it to the winning post, and you can celebrate, and that's it. You can forget all about OCD. That is not how it works. All right, just a quick, short, snappy video on how OCD can attack the tools. If you have liked it, please leave a like. I'm trying to hold this phone up because the stand fell and landed on my foot. I say a stand, but it's actually like a statue of an elephant. All right, that's the only thing that's keeping the phone up, and it completely fell, and it actually really hurt when it landed on my foot. So I'll try and use something better next time. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. If you are interested in any of the webinars, one-to-one services, email phil@ocdrecovery.com. And any comments of video suggestions you'd like me to do, or any feedback on this video, please feel free to leave a comment. Anyway, you take care and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.